You know, I really do feel bad for people that despise the president so much, because if you like him and just watching him and his sense of humor and how he trolls people, he is the ultimate troll, and he is so funny and he has so much comedic timing. And like a lot of you, I watch the press briefings every single day. And in this video, I picked out some of my favorite moments from the press briefings, because he is just kicking butt and taking names with all these reporters. And the beauty of all this also is an hour or two every single day to see the president. And it really, really, really is exposing how much the press try to smear him with the questions that they ask him, with the way that they spin the press briefings on CNN and MSNBC to make it look like the president's having meltdowns and he's freaking out and not handling it well. If you watch them, you can clearly see that's not true. And the media is just continuing to make fools of themselves. So I put together some of my favorite ones. The first one is Jim Acosta. No one likes this guy. How does he still have a job? And it's really frustrating to see some of these reporters. You have an opportunity to ask the President of the United States a question, and this is what you ask Jim Acosta? Play it.
Let's give it a shot.
Sir, what do you say to Americans who are upset with you over the way you downplayed this crisis over the last couple of months? We have it very much under control in this country. The coronavirus is very much under control in the USA. It's going to disappear. It's like a miracle. It will disappear. March 4th, we have a very small number of people in this country infected. March 10th, we're prepared. We're doing a great job with it. It will go away. Just stay calm. It will go away. What do you say to Americans who believe that you got this wrong?
And I do want them to stay calm. And we are doing a great job. If you look at those individual statements, they're all true. Stay calm. It will go away. You know it is going away, and it will go away, and we're going to have a great victory. And it's people like you and CNN that say things like that, it's why people just don't want to listen to CNN anymore. You could ask a normal question. The statements I made are, I want to keep the country calm. I don't want panic in the country. I could cause panic much better than even you. I could do much. I would make you look like a minor league player. But you know what? I don't want to do that. I want to have our country be calm and strong and fight and win. And it will go away. And it is incredible, the job that all of these people are doing, putting them all together, the job that they're doing. I am very proud of the job they're doing, that Mike Pence is doing, that the task force has done, that Honeywell and Procter & Gamble and Mike and all of these people have done. I'm very proud. It's almost a miracle, and it is, the way it's all come together. And instead of asking a nasty, snarky question like that, you should ask a real question. And other than that, I'm going to go to somebody else. Please, go ahead.
Okay, now here's a few of my other favorite moments of people just asking ridiculous questions and some of my favorite reactions from President Trump.
Speaking of unfair, go ahead. You're actually sitting too close. We should probably get rid of about another 75, 80% of you. I'll have just 2 or 3 that I like in this room. I think that's a great way of doing it. We just figured a new way of doing it, but you're actually much too close. You know, you two, you should leave immediately. But look, Chinese virus.
Why do you keep calling this the Chinese virus? There are reports of dozens of incidents of bias against Chinese Americans in this country. Your own aide, Secretary Azar, says he does not use this term. He says ethnicity does not cause the virus. Why do you keep using this? A lot of people say it's racist.
It's not racist at all. No, not at all. It comes from China.
Been very clear about who you think is to blame or where the origin to blame for this virus is.
Not think. No. I don't think. I know where it came from.
When should I either call a doctor or get tested?
You need a test?
Well, I hope not.
I asked them before you came in if they'd been temperature checked.
You know, it's very interesting that you ask a question like that. You know, nasty question, and yet it deserves to be asked, I guess. What I've done by deciding to run, I knew this the first day. I said, if I win, it's going to cost a lot of money. It cost me billions of dollars to become president, to be president of the United States.
What do you say the Americans were scared, though? I guess nearly 200 dead,
14,000 who are sick, millions, as you witnessed, who are scared right now. What do you say to Americans who are watching you right now who are scared?
I say that you're a terrible reporter. That's what I say. Go ahead. I
I
think it's a very nasty question, and I think it's a very bad signal that you're putting out to the American people. The American people are looking for answers, and they're looking for hope. And you're doing sensationalism, and the same with NBC and Comcast. I don't call it Comcast. I call it Concast. Let me just for whom you work. Let me just tell you something. That's really bad reporting. And you ought to get back to reporting instead of sensationalism.
President Trump didn't give any Fs before. Now he really doesn't give any Fs. And that's another thing that I don't hear enough people talking about. He is a billionaire and owns successful companies. He lost money being the president. And I'll show you the clip later. This is another thing I never hear anyone reporting on. He never takes a paycheck for his presidency. I think you get paid like $450,000 a year. He takes that money and he donates it directly back into the government. He has never taken a paycheck for being the president, and he's actually lost money being the president because he owned successful companies that he can't run while he's in office.
President, the bill that is being contemplated by the Senate right now has a fund that has hundreds of billions of dollars for the Treasury Department to use to bail out states and localities, as well as specific industries such as cruises and hotels. Will you commit publicly that none of that taxpayer money will go towards your own personal properties?
Every time I do it, like for instance, I committed publicly that I wouldn't take the $450,000 salary. It's a lot of money, whether you're rich or not. It's a lot of money. And I did it. Nobody cared. Nobody said thank you. Nobody said thank you very much. Now, I didn't commit legally. I just said, I don't want it. I don't want my salary. I work for zero. I don't want my salary. Nobody said, oh, thank you very much. But I guarantee you, if I ever took it, you would go out after me, you in particular, would go out after me like crazy. So I have no idea what they're talking about with regard to the one element. Everything's changing, just so you understand. It's all changing. But I have no idea. But every time I commit to do something, I committed to do many. Look, I ran, and everybody knew I was a rich person. I built a great company, and people knew that. But I agreed to do things. I didn't have to. I still don't have to. But my company, I told the kids who are running it, I'm not running it, but I told them, don't deal with foreign companies. Don't deal. I didn't have to do that. I could have just ran, and I didn't have to do that at all. And instead of being thanked for, again, not agreeing to do it, but just for not doing it, I get excoriated all the time.
Hey, those are some of my favorite moments from the press briefings. I am thoroughly enjoying watching these and Donald Trump's interaction with some members of the media. I think they kind of deserve it, and I'm glad that this is being exposed and coming to light. And I just, I could not imagine Joe Biden or Bernie Sanders being the president of the United States during a time like this. I can't imagine anyone else in office. And so, go Trump.